Not every Cancerian carries the same current. Though the moon rules them all, the day you were born carves a distinct channel through which that lunar tide flows. Quietly strategic in some, disarmingly tender in others, and in a rare few, sweet empathy braided with relentless drive. What follows is a deep dive into Cancer's hidden gradients, who rises as the most formidable, the most blessed, and the most luminous according to birth dates, and how that power expresses itself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This is not about stereotypes or softness alone. It is about a sign that senses what others overlook and moves the world from the tides within. As you listen, let this be a mirror held to your own nature, then tell the story of your sky. Share your date of birth and zodiac sign in the comments, so we can tune this message to your exact lunar chord. The moon's phases shift quickly, and so do Cancer's. This sign adapts, intuits, and acts at the right moment. Often before anyone else knows, the moment has arrived. Some Cancers use sensitivity as a shield, protecting what is sacred. Others wield feeling like a fine instrument, orchestrating rooms and relationships with near clairvoyant accuracy. You've likely felt it, intuition that pulls you out of harm's way, a gut note that hums before the mind can reason. If that is you, say it aloud as a commitment to your gift. My intuition protects me, and I allow it to lead. If this kind of soul-guided content nourishes you, subscribe to Crab Zodiac so you don't miss what the moon is already whispering to you. When you subscribe, you anchor yourself to the cycles that shape you, and you help this space keep sounding the notes you came here to remember. We begin with the Cancer natives at the very start of the sign, June 21st through June 27th. They move like water beneath ice, restrained on the surface, calculating beneath. Observers by nature, they scan the room, trace the pattern, and wait, not out of fear but design. People underestimate them, and that is their quiet advantage. When they move, the decision is already made, the route already drawn. Their loyalty to family, to chosen people, to whatever they deem sacred, becomes a vow. Cross that vow and you do not rouse a storm, you wake the glacier. If you were born in these days, or feel that inner strategist alive in you, claim it in the comments. I watch, I wait, I win. Protection is not merely kindness in this group. It is a boundary with a heartbeat. They do not pick fights, but once a line is crossed, their reply is final. Their sensitivity alerts them to threat long before it materializes. They rarely suffer surprise because they rarely sleep on their instincts. It is not drama. It is survival wisdom built into the tide. That is why relationships forged with them often feel so solid. They know when to step forward with warmth and when to pull back to guard the flame. If you feel that vow-shaped love in your chest, write it into reality. When you touch what I love, you meet my strength. The emotional strategy of June 24 to 27 doesn't stop at observation. It becomes art. They sense motives in the pauses between words. They hear temperature in voice and timing, and they move with surgical grace. This is how they build trust and how they avoid traps the moment they smell the bait. Their sensitivity is not a wound. It is a map, and it points toward right timing, right people, right chances. They seem to just know, and often they do. Now we turn to the second wave, June 28th through July 5th, where the lunar current flows deeper and takes on a nearly mystical hue. Here you find Cancers, who blend fierce protectiveness with an uncanny ability to read what isn't said. They have a live wire to the collective unconscious, which makes others open up without realizing why. Around them, people feel safer, seen, soothed. Don't mistake the softness. Beneath it is tempered steel. They don't need to raise their voice. Their presence already commands the room. If you were born in these days, or you recognize this frequency in your life, declare it. My energy is a veil and a magnet. It perceives and it draws. Their magnetism resists easy explanation. They don't chase attention. Attention locates them. It is the gravity that comes from being aligned with deep feeling and from trusting it. When they believe, Their belief rings at a pitch the world can hear. Doors open, allies appear, opportunities tilt in their direction. They're not always the face on the poster. More often, they are the hidden conductor, the one whose quiet intention rearranges the stage. Have you noticed that when you are true to your inner tide, good things flow toward you rather than away? Write it as a spell. When I'm aligned, I attract exactly what I need. If this message is supporting you, give the video a like now. It seems small, but it tells the current to keep moving and helps more lunar hearts find what strengthens them. In this June 28th to July 5th corridor, many develop a refined psychological mastery. They don't dominate by force. They influence by resonance. They tune themselves to what others feel and then gently guide the atmosphere toward calm, toward resolution, toward outcomes that protect what matters. Empathy is not nice here. It's a tactical intelligence. If necessary, they use it to defend their people and their path with impeccable timing. This is why they earn respect and why those who attempt to deceive them so often fail. If your empathy and intuition have ever given you an edge, own it. I lead with mind and heart together. Resilience crowns this group. When life tests them, they rebuild, quietly, thoroughly, beautifully. Dismissed, they rise. Wounded, they learn. Each disappointment becomes strategy, each scar a private medal. They don't dwell in victimhood because they know their tide is stronger than any weather that crosses it. Their comeback unnerves people used to seeing emotion as weakness. If you have risen from ruins, write it so your bones remember, I rebuild again and again. And each time I return wiser. Now we climb to the summit, July 6th through July 15th, where Cancer's force reaches its apex. These natives unite the first group's strategy, the second's emotional depth, and add a relentless ambition that turns intention into structure. They do not simply feel and read, they execute. They build worlds in silence and then step into them as if they had always existed. Discipline and focus govern them. Validation from others matters less than the inner click that says, this is right. If you know you were born to leave a mark, speak it. I was born to win. Beneath the tenderness these natives show, there is a clear-eyed coldness, a surgical clarity. Emotion is not licensed to be messy. It is a precise instrument played or put away as needed. They open their hearts where it is safe and sacred. They close the gates where it is not. If something disturbs their peace, they cut it off, swiftly, cleanly, without spectacle. In love, they test before they trust. In friendship and business, they draw boundaries that keep their sanctuaries intact. This blend of compassion and calculation earns admiration and caution from those who know them. If you have ever armored your softness to guard your power, write it, my heart is my weapon, and I choose when it speaks. The full moon amplifies these July 6th to 15 Cancers in a way that borders on uncanny. As the moon swells, so does their signal. Intuition sharpens into knowing. Magnetism ramps until chance encounters look like choreography. Many report bursts of creativity, courageous decisions that suddenly feel obvious, even dreams that point them to moves they later confirm in daylight. When the moon is full, it is as if someone turned on a light in a room others thought was dark. If you feel the lunar phases ripple through your mood and choices, mark it now. The moon guides me, and I listen. We move toward July 16th through July 21st, where a rare blend forms at Cancer's edge. These natives carry the classic Cancer sensitivity and protective instinct, but the sun is already approaching Leo, and with it comes radiance, confidence, visible leadership. Here sweetness meets strength, compassion meets command. They do not hide as readily as their earlier kin. They stand as they are, inspiring, proud without arrogance, willing to act with courage for causes and people they love. Their warmth invites, but their backbone is unmistakable. If you feel courage and emotion in the same measure, write the vow. I am courage and tenderness. Both. Now to the liminal zone, the bonus few on July 22nd and July 23rd, This is the cusp where Cancer hands the torch to Leo, and the current becomes something that refuses tidy labels. Depending on exact time and place, the sun may still be in Cancer or already in Leo. But either way, the blend is unforgettable. The deep waters of Cancer, the golden fire of Leo. These natives enchant and intimidate, often in the same breath. They can comfort and command, listen and lead, and they seem to know when to do each. Mystery hangs on them like a cloak. Opportunity follows like a shadow. If you carry this dual signature, claim it. I am a singular energy. All of this returns us to the heart of the sign, to the truth beneath every variation. There is no single archetype of Cancer. Some win by strategy, some by magnetism, others by iron-willed ambition. But all share a core capacity to feel deeply, to protect fiercely, and to transform quietly, altering rooms, relationships, and destinies from the inside out. Your birth date doesn't trap you into a narrow fate. It reveals your most natural tools. The question is whether you will pick them up and use them to craft the life you keep seeing in the dream just before waking. If this exploration helped you see your pattern with new eyes, tell us the coordinates of your sky in the comments. Write your date of birth and your zodiac sign, and leave a line that seals your intention. Maybe it's, I allow my intuition to lead, or I build in silence and unveil in strength, or I choose courage and tenderness together. When you write it, you begin to live it. If you're feeling held and seen here, subscribe to Crab Zodiac now, so these lunar transmissions keep reaching you exactly when you need them. Subscribing anchors you to a community that understands the rhythm you move in and honors the way your heart thinks. Before we close, pause and notice what stirred most strongly while you listened. Was it the strategist at the beginning of the sign, the mystic in the middle, the architect at the apex, or the leader at the edge? You may find yourself in more than one place. Most of us do. The moon is a cycle, not a point, and you are allowed to be many things, as long as each thing is true. We've walked through the silent strength of June 24-27, the magnetic mysticism of June 28th, July 5th, the disciplined empire building of July 6th-15, the warm-boned leadership of July 16th, 21, and the rare cusp firewater of July 22nd, 23. Wherever you stand on this tide map, you hold a thread of the same secret. Feeling is not a liability to be edited out. It is a compass to be honored. Wield it like a veteran sailor, hands steady on the rope, eyes on the horizon, soul listening for the next wind. If this resonated and you want more guides like this, give the video a like now. A single tap tells the current to keep flowing and brings more lunar hearts into this circle. And now, the closing vow. You've learned the contours of your tide. You've recognized where your power gathers and how it moves. Claim it aloud so your life can hear you. My Cancer power is already active. If you stayed until the end, write that in the comments along with your date of birth and zodiac sign, so we can celebrate and deepen your path with future readings. Subscribe to Crab Zodiac if you haven't yet, and ring the bell so these messages arrive right on time. Share this with someone who needs to remember that sensitivity is strength when it stands upright. And before you go, remember to like this video. Small actions like lunar ripples move distant shores.